Hello and welcome to a special episode of Blumoina Talks. We have with us today a special guest all the way from St. Lucia, the CEO and Investment Migration Advisor at Polaris Citizenship, Mr. Jeffrey Doublet. How are you, Jeffrey?
Excellent and great to be here, Hamza, in what is, I'm fast realizing, is a very beautiful country, very hospitable, generous and warm people. It's a privilege and a pleasure for us to be here and to be here with you the team at Blumoina.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Jeffrey, we wanted to do a quick interview with you just to give our people, our customers, our followers, our viewers, insights on first-hand information that you have from St. Lucia, so it can be beneficial for us and for our viewers. So Jeffrey, what are the reasons behind the prolonged processing times for St. Lucia citizenship applications? That's a question that everybody's asking.
You know, one of the biggest difficulties I have with a question like that, and generally the way the people communicate that question, is that they call it a delay.
Yeah.
It's not a delay. So I want to step back for a second. I always say that the business that we are in, we're changing lives with a very material asset, being a citizenship. We're not buying a cup of coffee. Yeah. We're applying to a country and asking this country to receive us as a citizen of its nation and all of the rights and privileges that comes with that. And there's a process, and there's a reason for the process. It's an investment that the applicant is making, and the value of that investment is not for today, it's not for tomorrow, it's for the entire family, and it's something that should go on for years and decades. And there is a process that ensures that the value that it has today will either remain the same or increase over time. Yeah. And the basis for that is the due diligence. So the background checks into who this individual is, what are the sources of their incomes, whether they've been alleged or investigated for any criminal activities or anything of the sorts. And that is important because if, for example, myself, I am an upstanding citizen who has never even had a traffic ticket, is applying for citizenship in St. Lucia, I want to ensure that the next person who is applying is of the similar type. Because if a different type is allowed, it devalues that citizenship that I'm getting, that investment, and so it will not yield the returns that I'm getting over the time. So the process is informed by due diligence, which is what takes the time, because we have 3 stages of due diligence. And this is important for all our applicants to understand. We go local law enforcement, so that is in St. Lucia. We go regional, and we go international. Yeah. And at each step and each level, there is a deep dive into the applicant's history and background to verify and confirm that the information that they've given is true, accurate value, and this is the type of person that we want and we will embrace and welcome into our country.
It's a privilege.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as Dr. Ernest Hilaire, the Deputy Prime Minister of St. Lucia, mentioned in his speech at the IMC that he will never jeopardize the citizenship by investment unit just by having faster processing. Exactly.
Absolutely. And you know, I want all of our viewers to understand something. The value of this program to the St. Lucian economy is great. Yeah. But even aside from that, I am a St. Lucian. Yeah. Dr. Hilaire is a St. Lucian. Yeah. And first and foremost is our commitment to our country, our love for our country. And we do not want anything to happen where our country will be jeopardized. Yeah. And that's the value of having local practitioners participate in the process and having stringent laws governing the program as a whole. And this is why I keep going back to the due diligence and what informs the integrity of this and the value, and as you say, the privilege that comes with obtaining the citizenship of our country.
Jeffrey, this takes us to, there are measures that the St. Lucia Citizenship by Investment Unit are doing to make sure that they are within the time frame and they're accelerating the processing. Can you tell us a little bit more about what they are doing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you might smile or even laugh when I say this, but I don't think that the authorities appreciated the demand
Yeah.
for the program. And I don't think, whereas we are, greatly or very proud of our country, I don't think we recognize how valued people recognize the country is and its citizenship. And so we had a huge influx of volume and of applicants. And so what I'm about to tell you might even be laughable, but I don't think we even anticipated the amount of space, physical space, that we would have needed to accommodate all of the various people and even the number of people to process the volume. So in this instance, the unit has moved physical offices to create more space, to create a better working environment. They've increased their staff at every single level of the process. And I would probably say, if I had to make a fair guesstimate, we probably increased the capacity by about maybe 300%.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. All of the applicants that applied for St. Lucia citizenship by investment and the people who are national of St. Lucia know the advantages, but can you tell our viewers or people who are interested in applying for a second citizenship, what are the key advantages of investing in St. Lucia versus other countries?
Well, the main advantage really is, from the feedback that we're getting, is the mobility.
Yeah.
I think that we have visa-free access to 148 countries worldwide, and I think there are 195 recognized countries, so call it about 75% of the world you can access without visas. In addition to that, we have consistently improved our rankings on the strength and the value of this passport. So it's gone over the years from 40-something, and now I think we're ranked at 32 in the world. But most importantly, of all the countries that applicants can subscribe to for citizenship by investment, we're ranked number 3.
Wow.
So again, it ties back to the point I was making earlier about the value of the due diligence. For us to maintain that ranking, and I would like to think that we're seeking to improve that ranking, that we have to ensure that the due diligence is in place. We have to ensure that we are getting the right people, the right quality and type of people, to ensure that the value, this third ranking in the world, is preserved and indeed improved.
That's beautiful, Jeffrey, beautiful. Can you share with us feedback and assessment of your collaboration with us, Blumeina, regarding St. Lucia citizenship by investment? This is probably the most important question for me.
No, I'm so happy that you asked that question. First of all, I want to say that I think the company has an amazing culture.
Yeah.
I've been so fortunate to almost be on a tour with Blumeina over the last 3 weeks, starting in Dubai, visiting their offices there, then moving on to Egypt, visiting the offices there, meeting all of the people that we work with, and now in Amman, Jordan, which is a beautiful country, to meet again the team. And all I could say is that what I see is depth of knowledge, understanding, people who know what they're about, who constantly challenge us as St. Lucians with specialist knowledge in St. Lucia and the program, pushing the boundaries all the time because they are so well trained and knowledgeable. And quite apart from that is the tenacity, the drive, the determination of the team members to ensure that we achieve the objectives set out in the shortest possible time. I think that what has also impressed me would be the range of skills that I have encountered by the team members. And within all of that, the directorship, the ownership of the company has still created a culture of family. You know, I witnessed it yesterday when I visited the offices. It was, you could see that this is a machine. But quite apart from the fact that it's an environment where you could see there's a lot of hard work taking place, it was informal, it was casual, and it was like a family.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege for us. It's a privilege for me to have had the opportunity to visit. But it's also a pleasure to work with this team because of their deep sense of commitment and also the knowledge base that they have.
I'm very proud to be part of Blumen, and thank you for your kind words. Last but not least, Jeffrey, the elephant in the room. Everybody's talking about the MOA, the Memorandum of Understanding that all 4 Caribbean countries signed. Can you tell us more about it? What does it stand for? Can you just in your own words, what can you tell us about the MOA?
Well, I think that the first thing our viewers probably need to understand is that there's been a long discourse about harmonization. The reality is that these islands sit very close together physically, geographically, and also we also all form part of a regional body where there is a heightened sense of collaboration on many issues. We all earn tremendous revenues from CBI, which is very important to the development of our respective countries and has played a significant role in assisting very important projects for the development of our infrastructure, of our people, and generally just seeing a greater good for our countries. So there's always been this move towards collaboration. When I looked at what I saw as the terms of the agreement, it didn't change anything for me because it spoke about, one example was about sharing information. The reality is that we do that now. It's always been done. Nobody can apply for St. Lucia, for example, and get rejected and then go to St. Kitts. That's not going to happen, right? So these are things that are already in practice for the most part. The one that stands out, obviously, is the price. The idea behind it, as I understand, was the harmonization was seeking to establish standardization. But significantly, St. Lucia has not subscribed to it. And the one that everybody keeps talking about is the price point.
Yes.
Well, there's a simple but yet very important reason for that. Prior to the MOA and prior to the discussions, St. Lucia and the government had committed to a infrastructural project, and they had established already contractual relations, and so they could not, in the face of that, then enter into an MOA that would contradict these contractual arrangements. So as I understand it, they've given their commitment, but the pre-existing commitment and these contractual would have trumped, obviously, and we have to see that through. So what it means is that I think the target date is June 30th, when the prices go up and they're harmonized. St. Lucia will be cheaper. But how long for, I can't really say, but it would stand to reason, I would imagine, that once these contractual obligations have been fulfilled, then there will be a move up.
Eventually they're gonna.
Yes, I think so. I think so. And then, I mean, obviously, I still think St. Lucia will be very successful. We have the largest economy in the Eastern Caribbean. The infrastructure is by far better, in my opinion, and in any event. You visited us.
Yes. And hopefully I'll be back in July.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that what all of these attributes of the country and successive governments, and this government in particular, with their focus on the infrastructural development, I think what it means is that if there is a harmonization, I'm confident that St. Lucia will remain very well respected and in high demand.
Absolutely.
So there is an opportunity for investors, for applicants to take advantage of this, because it's not going to last.
So if you're interested, I would say now is the time to invest.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Well, that is all the time we have, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for your time. And now it's time to go eat mansaf.
Absolutely, I've been looking forward to that.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Hamza.
Thank you.
And thank you to the Blumeina team.
It's a
Well, I
pleasure.
call it the Blumeina family.
Well, wait for us for another episode of Blumeina Talks, Blumeina News, and we'll see you soon.